Hey, hi everyone. Welcome back to Android Career Lab. So today we are going to see the explanation of this question, which is rotate an array by case steps. And I have already explained the question on my Instagram reel. If you haven't checked that out, just go visit my Instagram page and get to know about the question first. And later on, for the explanation, you can just come back here. So let me just explain this for you again. So rotate array, and it's been asked in multiple companies, top product based companies like Google, Amazon, Meta, etc. So the question says we need to do the rotation of an array by case steps. So as you can see here, we have an array which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, which is basically the array elements, and whatever the last element inside that array, that will jump to the first index of an array. And there, what we need to do, we need to swap the values from current position to the current plus one position, which is the next position. So as you can see here, the last element that is swapped to the like the first index of an array, as you can see here, and then one will move on the second index, as you can see, and the two will move to the next index. So likewise, that's how one rotation will complete. And in the second example, if you can just see step 2, in step 2 the last element of an array would come to the first position, as you can see here, and likewise all the would do the right shift by one index. As you can see here, like earlier 7 was on the this index 1, 7 will 7 was on the 0th index, then 7 will move to the first index, which is this one, as you can see here. And likewise all the element will go to the right side of its element. So that's how we can just do the array rotation. And in the step 3 also, which is as you can see, the last index is the 5th, so 5th will come on the first position, and likewise all the shifting will happen. So there are the various approaches to do so. So here we'll just talk about a brute force approach, whatever is coming in our mind. So see, we have already given the case steps, so which means we need to do this time like k time rotation of this particular array. So how can we do that? So let's just see, if you able to look it closely here. So let's just copy. So we have this element which is 1 2 3 4 5 6, and last element is 7, and the array index is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So what we are going to do in step 1, let's just do this. In step 1, we will take the last element inside temp variable, and in the step 2 we would be doing all the shifting, and shifting would be like the last element, from the last element, like the last element, if we just start the loop from here, so it would be array of I would be array of I minus 1. That's how we would be doing the shifting from the end, and we'll just go up to the 0th index. And once we have moved to the 0th index, so what we are going to do in the step 3, we are going to do at the we have the last element, and we need to place it at the 0th index. So what we are going to do, we are going to do 0 equals to last element. So that's how our algorithm will work. So let me just go it one by one for you. So here's an example. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7, and k equals to 3, and we have the array index. So lastly, let's just take the last element inside the temp variable, or the last element, you can just write anything in your language. So 7 would be here. So now we need to do the right shift. So I'll just iterate from this loop. So what is going to happen here? 0 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So now just consider the 6 the last index, we don't have the last index element with us. Let's just consider this is an empty space. So we have already taken this inside the temp variable. So here we need to do the shifting. So whatever the 6 was on the fifth index, so it will just come here. Likewise, fifth element was on the fourth index, so it would come here. Similarly, it will just go up to the this one. So here there was nothing, so here the loop will stop itself. So now what we need to do, we need to at the 0th index we need to pass this temp variable, which is 7. So it is a k1 iteration. Now we need to do the same thing. So here, as you can see, we have 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now here the last element has become 6, so all the shifting will happen. So here 5 would come, here 4 would come, here 3 would come, here 2 would come, here 1 would come, here 7 would come. Now at the 0th index we have the 6 in the last element that would come here. It was about the k2. Now let's just talk about the k3rd. So here we have this 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now the last element is, let's just update, last element is 5, and we need to do the right shift from the this element. So 5 would come here, 3 would come here, 2 would come here, 1 would come here, 7 would come here, 6 would come here. Now this, at this position, array of 0, we need to add the last element. So this is k3. In a 3 rotation we have done this. So that's how you can just solve this question. So let me just quickly jump to this let's just jump to the LeetCode problem. So I'll just solve with this approach, but there is one more approach which is the optimal one, so I'll just let you know later on. So what we need to do here, let's just take one variable which is steps. It would be the step, and here the value would be this. Now I'll just take a loop that will just count all the iteration, which is all the iteration or the steps. You can just consider anything. So let's just do it. When steps would be greater than 0, we need to do step minus minus. Okay, and here what we need to do, we need to take the last element of an array. So let's wait, last element would be nums dot size minus 1 would be the last element of an array. So once we have the last element, what we need to do, we need to do all the right shifting. So we'll just use one loop from the last element to the first element of an array. So what we're going to do, I in nums dot size minus 1 down to, it would go down to 0. And what we are going to do, we are going to nums of I, it will have nums of I minus 1. Okay, but here there is one issue here. I minus 1, suppose we have reached to this position at the 0th position, and here if suppose I am doing I minus 1, so here it will just give us array index of bound exception, cause it will do I minus 1, which is 0 minus 1, it will become minus 1. So that's why it will just give us an array which is array index out of bound. So just to get rid of this array, we'll just do one check. If I minus 1 is greater than equals to 0, then it will work. So here, let's just do this. Okay, now we have already done the shifting. Now at last, what we need to do, we need to place the last element at the 0th index in an array. So that's how one rotation will complete. So here at the 0th index, we need to do the last element. So after that, the step value will reduce to 1, and then loop will go again. So let's just try to run it. Let's just see what would be the output. So yeah, so case 1 2 is accepted and case 2 is accepted. Let's just try to submit it. So here it is taking a bit time. Yeah, so our solution has been accepted, but it has it has uh, so our solution is accepted, but it has the least it does not have the good time complexity. So if I just talk about, so it would be having the time complexity of k steps would be taking just to do all the rotation, and inside that one we are just using one loop which is n times, like from last to first element we are going. So the time complexity for this one would be k, not k plus n, k into n. So here this would be the time complexity of this solution. And if I talk about the space complexity, then we are not utilizing any space over here, so we are just taking one variable and we are doing in place whatever we are changing, we are doing that inside a given array. So that's how you can just do this is a brute force approach, and the interviewer will ask you about the optimal one, and about that optimal one, so just try it by yourself, and if you are not able to do so, just comment down below. Thank you for watching.